Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And good evening once again from the Critical Blast Caverns. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor of CriticalBlast.com. And tonight we go out to unearth some more crowdfunded comics. Speaking tonight with Matt Burke from Butch Cleaver. Matt, how you doing tonight?
How you guys doing? How you doing, RJ?
Man, it's been a week. I started out with nobody on, and I've had now somebody on every single night, and I've booked up through Saturday. So the crowdfunded books just keep on coming, and I'll just keep on talking as long as you guys keep making them.
For sure, man.
So this is a campaign it's already been funded. So anybody who gets in now, it's a deal. It's not gonna be refunded back to them now. You had $31.50 by August 11th, which I'm assuming was cutoff date. What was your initial goal here? Because it doesn't tell me that, so I don't know how much you went over or how many percentage points got kicked up.
It was what happened was I messed up. I was supposed to extend the 60-day, and I accidentally made it a 30-day. So I called Indiegogo, and basically there was a big thing where I had to get a bunch of people to back at the last minute, and I went on a bunch of shows, and I actually went on EVS's show, and he told people to look at it. A bunch of people went on there, looked at it, and basically the community and CG saved my campaign. And basically with that also, and Indiegogo, they just shut the campaign at about 31 or so. But my initial goal was 35.
Okay, well, 35 is not bad. You got 43 now, so you're well over it.
Yeah.
And it's in demand. How big is this book? I mean, what's the? I could read down here. I'm sure. God damn, 72 pages.
Yeah.
That's a novel, sir.
Well, basically, I put the first, second, and third issue in there. Now, this was a small print run I did in California over the past few years. And I wanted to bring them over to the indie scene, crowdfunding side, and basically try to combine them all into one graphic novel. So that's where I got the 72-pager. But then it's going to be even more pages. It's going to be about 92 pages with the extra content, behind the scenes stuff. I have an artist gallery in there from my buddies, and little behind the scenes stuff on how I set up pages and things like that, and what my inspiration was, some conceptual art design of some of the characters I created, and the first ever Inception character creation of or design, if you will, of Butch Cleaver in the back. So,
all right, well, let me bring the page up here and share it. You've got a video on here. I didn't play the video earlier, so I don't know this. In the words of a great man, this better not be porn.
Oh no. So the first video is just my little quick trailer, and then the second video is a death metal music video written by my buddy, or created by my buddy Rotten Glory and Death Metal Hero. So everybody that backs the book gets that MP3. It's called Roll the Bones, and they created that for me just out of goodness of their hearts.
Well, very cool. Well, let's play these. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage and see what this looks like here.
Hi everyone, my name is Matt Burke. I'm an indie comic artist and writer and creator of Butch Cleaver. So what is Butch Cleaver? Well, if you threw Batman, Swamp Thing, Jonah Hex, and Hellboy in your meat grinder, Butch Cleaver would come out. Butch Cleaver is a fantasy horror western about a brutal butcher who is killed and brought back to life by a voodoo curse that grants him the power to control and weaponize bone. He tries to use said power for revenge, reckoning, and redemption. With influences of old spaghetti westerns, Sin City, and horror movies from the last 80 years, Butch Cleaver might be the book you're aiming for. In this campaign, I'm offering a 48-page colored graphic novel with different tiers, backer input, and stretch goals. I was told I couldn't be an artist. I was told I couldn't make a comic. Now I'm here to ask you, help me prove the haters wrong and back Butch Cleaver. Thank you for your consideration.
Yeah, damn straight. Prove the haters wrong. Get out there and do it. You're still muted, Matt.
Yes, sir.
I couldn't unmute it for you. Yeah. So what are you using to color that with? Because it looks a lot like Conti crayon and watercolor. It doesn't look like digital, but
I'm using Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop.
that's a great. You got a great texture to it.
Thank you.
Very very organic texture. I mean, a lot of people Photoshop. You don't get this kind of shading going on in it, especially down in here. The different flecks on the coat. That's something you would normally get by hand.
I do I do black and white India ink or China ink on these boards right here, on these Bristol boards, and then I scan it in the computer up here on that. That right there is a 14 by 17, I believe, and that's going to go to the to a random backer at one of the first 100. I'm going to mail that to him, just a random one. But I use that, then I scan that into my scanner, and then I just start coloring it in Photoshop. And that's basically that's what I do.
Well, he's a badass looking character, and I'm seeing a lot of characters lately going for the whole Jack Skellington kind of thing with the skeleton characters. What's the appeal for going with a skeleton instead of well, first of all, a standard looking human being in a supernatural world?
Well, for me, I can't really explain it. It was just like something on a primal level that I liked. I wanted to do something with a skeletal character. I thought it would be kind of boring, but I wanted to really switch it up. And I was a big fan of like Spawn, Ghost Rider, Batman, Jonah Hex, Hellboy, just to name a few. And I really wanted to do something with bone itself. So he has the power to control bone on a molecular level. He can make any type of bone weaponry you can think of. So his bone anatomy is amorphous. It's ever changing. So like he could have 2 fingers, or he can have an axe for an arm. If an artist is drawing this, they really can do a lot with it. He could be potentially a fun character to draw for an artist. His cheekbones might be small or something. I like to give him these big cheekbones, so they kind of look like broccoli sticking out on the side, or cauliflower. But yeah, I really wanted to do something with bone. I haven't really seen anybody do something where their main power was bone, and they can do something with that. In the story, though, he was a butcher. It does take place in the 1800s in a town called Oubliette. I wanted to make a gothic western with some dark fantasy elements thrown in, and so that kind of creates the character itself too. In the town, I wanted to have basically every other building cathedral, but between the buildings there would be a saloon, or maybe a Viking mead hall, or a French Quarter building. I'm really inspired by this.
Oh, you froze. You froze, Matt. There you are. You're back now. You're back. Whew. It got real cold there for you.
Yeah, right. So
yeah, this is an awesome looking cover. I love the scalloped cape behind him. The old Batman cape, pretty much the way the cloak is flying up behind him. It's not a cape; it's a duster. I get that, but
oh no, it pretty much morphs it's like a duster cape kind of. That's what I wanted to kind of do with them. So you're right about that.
Yeah, I could tell that all the weaponry was bone when I looked at the when I examined it close up, and I was like, well, he's bone and his weapons are bone. So I'm like, is he making his weapons out of the people he kills? That would be kind of very metal.
That could be another storyline, absolutely. I've heard different people say different things to me. Just really cool, like a lot of different stuff you could do with the character. That's why I love him so much. But those are just his bones, like if there was a movie, you'd see the bones, you'd hear the cracking and stuff like that, and the popping, and I try to incorporate that as much as possible when he's metamorphosizing. I try to channel my Carpenter and my Cronenberg and things like that, Raimi, and but yeah, those anything he could think of, he does it. And with him, I wanted to make like a blue collar butcher, and he's just like he's not a genius, but he can, anything he thinks of, he can do it. And whatever that type of technology was around back in the 1800s, that would be something that he would maybe try to create.
So did he have flesh in the beginning and became this?
Yeah, so he was a butcher that was murdered, and he was brought back to life by a voodoo curse or hex, if you will, and that curse gave him the power to weaponize bone on a molecular level. So this scene right here, he awakens in this this desert, and the desert sands are made of bone dust, and this Abbey bone Abbey, and he awakens by this the light demon called Moth Mammon, and Moth Mammon also awakens too, and he comes and wakes Butch up, and they're both awake. Butch doesn't know what's going on because he was a human, and Moth Mammon is basically training him how to use his powers, and it's like a training sequence sort of. He's like a Mr. Miyagi, if you will.
Yeah, and this shot here is definitely this is where I thought you were like using chalk or something, because it's very chalky, very dusty on the bones here. But that's all digital. That's
I use just a lot of steeple, a lot of dots going like that. That's. I was trying to really, like, back when I was creating the character, I really wanted to get like a bone look to him, like that. I don't know, just something. And I back in the day, I'd always see the pictures, with a lot of the steeples, and Corbin's an awesome artist. He would do a lot of that too, and I really like, you could just feel the dust on it, so.
Yeah, Richard Corbin was the master of that. I guess I didn't realize that he was living in the real world as the skeleton, because I hadn't seen many other characters to gauge him against. I hadn't seen any humans walking around.
Oh yeah. He's and then that's the world right there. It's a fictional town of Oubliette in the 1800s in the southwest of America. Like, it'd be like a parallel universe to ours, And later on, and God willing, I make some more books. I'm gonna explain stuff, little stuff on it, where it would be and whatnot. And I just really also, man, RJ, I really wanted to make a world where I could draw the things I like, like barbarians and cowboys and Native Americans and ninjas and samurais and privateers and pirates and things like that, and I could do all that in that world.
Anything can happen kind of world. I mean, you got these castle turrets in the back here, these white ones that look like they could have been in a Sleeping Beauty. You got Industrial Revolution stuff going on here towards the upper left. Very London-esque kind of cathedrals and Old West saloons all jammed together here. It's very cool. And yeah, the ships, definitely three different kinds of ships. Now, one questions whether one would fly the Jolly Roger coming into port, but if you want to, go for it. It all depends on the rules of the world. Now he's got molecular control over his bones. Does he have molecular control over bone in general? I mean, if
yes,
you pick up a bone.
Yes, he does.
Okay, enemies are dead. That's it.
Yeah, done. He can control any bone anywhere in the world. But I don't. Again, he doesn't even know what he could do. You know what I mean? But yeah, he could totally do that. He could rip the bone right out of your body if he wanted to.
Yep, you're all around your heart and your
just telepathically, you could just come right out.
Oh, you're set up for some gore here.
Yeah, it's it's really influenced by like a lot of the Evil Dead movies, Army of Darkness, From Dusk Till Dawn. A lot of movies are inspire me, as well as comics. That's just the way I think a lot when I'm setting up pages and writing and things like that. Dialogue, I'm a big fan of Tarantino and the Coen brothers. I like their character setups. Hitchcock, Kubrick, just the list goes on.
Yeah, I like the idea. The guy's got, a knife and a gun going up against Butch Cleaver. Of course, he can't tell because Butch is dressed, but there's nothing to hit.
Well, actually, Butch, I'll go ahead and spoil it. Butch, he is you can take him out. Like his bones inside of him, they have this like squishy like substance to where it's kind of pussy. It's pink. So it's kind of it's like sinewy. So you could kill Butch. Like you could take him out. He has to drink whiskey milk to survive for the calcium to keep his bones strong. But I'll leave it at that. So you can take Butch out. He's
surviving on the marrow in between all the bones there. Okay.
So he's always drinking whiskey milk, and he goes into this cavern or this saloon that he hangs out at. It's called the Vorg Skull, and it's basically a Viking ship. Is the roof? It's turned upside down, and it has this Viking shield. It's like the swing doors cut in half when you go in, and there's a big Viking bartender in there, Wargbjorn, and there's a bunch of shield maidens in there, and that's where he goes to hang out and kind of meet up with his buddies eventually. And he goes in there, he drinks whiskey milk. That's his drink. And I've been on a few streams. And I talk about the whiskey milk, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's gross," and I agree, it's kind of gross. But I was talking to a guy, and one of my relatives, and they're saying there's places down in Mexico where you go up to the cow and they squeeze the cow right there, and they take the milk out and they put a shot of tequila in there, and so they straight up do that. Yeah, or they'll melt chocolate or cocoa, they'll put it right in there, man, and just shoot it right there. And I'm like, oh well, whiskey milk ain't that far fetched. So
yeah, tequila milk.
Right.
Now this picture here, this looks like something I would have seen in some of my friends' houses in the mid '80s when they were closing the door and lighting up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that
one right there was the cover to the third book, and I have a Butch on there with his trusty steed, Tor, and then it's Whitey Ratatouille and Opie the old possum. Opie is one of the antagonists in the book, and so is Whitey Ratatouille. They're cousins.
Oh, he's got a rat draped over his head there. That's
what supposed to be a possum skin cap, but yeah, that's what I was going with, the Davy Crockett tire theme.
And now this is his steed again. This is Tor.
Yeah, he in the story it's basically like his Robin and Batmobile put together, and his emotional coping device or mechanism, if you will. That's who that's his best friend. That's who he's always there to count on him. And yeah, I wanted a cowboy that rode around on a cow, you know what I mean, or a bull. So that's what he does.
Like Babe the Big Blue Ox now. And so this is more of him changing his structure, getting some shoulder spikes, and
yeah, I wanted to have like a primal form of him, that he can kind of revert loosely back to when he's not wearing his duster or his attire. That's what he looks like in more of a primal form.
It looks like he's throwing off shrapnel.
Yeah, I had him basically like breaking out of like this bone cocoon. That's what kind of that piece was inspired by.
All right, and then looks like he's even got wings, or at least the spines for wings in this shot when he's busting it.
Low key wings, just a little foreshadow of what could come later on in the.
Oh yeah, because he could put his duster over those and glide.
Oh yeah.
Now, how long have you been working on this?
This right here from inception, I think about 10 years. Not 100%, but it's been like 9.5 to 10 years about. Because
I look at this picture here, and then I immediately looked at this picture here, and I can see evolution in your art style. So I would just guess that this was one of the earlier drawings, and that this one's more recent. I could be wrong.
Those are both the early drawings. Actually, they're both taken from the first issue. That one of them was just a page from the book. That one, and then the other one was actually the cover issue right there of the issue.
You would ink that differently, I guess.
But yeah, man, I'm trying to grow as an artist. I'm trying to pick everyone's brain. I'm trying to grow as a writer. I'm trying to grow as a storyteller and entertainer. Every day is a learning experience for me. I always trying to pick people's brains, and try to make my own way in this world.
Yeah, there's a big McFarlane Vigil kind of influence going on in this one here. Of course, if it was McFarlane, the cake would be 3 times longer and out in the air.
Yeah, I love Spawn. McFarlane was my idol in high school. I also like Frank Frazetta a lot. I like the pyramid structure. That's what that was kind of inspired by. Frazetta was shape wise. But yeah, I love Spawn, man, and Ghost Rider and Batman. I love Gotham City, Sin City. Frank Miller is awesome. Bernie Wrightson's a big influence on me. Simon Bisley, Mad Magazine, Mort Drecker. I have a lot of influences.
All right, so I'm going to scroll back up to the top here because we're way down at the bottom now. So we can take a look at some of the packages going on here. So this is the name Perk. And this is the signed book, going to be probably 92 pages, you said. Signed, and the trading card. And a head sketch. So you have I don't know if the trading card is the same as the cover, or if you have a different image for the trading.
The trading card is actually that one right there that's colored to the left. That big image, just in the center of the page.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's going to be the trading card. So everybody that backs the book is going to get that. They're going to get a sticker. They're going to get the MP3 song. Yeah.
Oh, sticker. That's this right here, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's by 6 a.m. Comics.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a whole 6 a.m. collector community thing going on now, because it's like, I don't know what this book is, but I've got to get my next 6 a.m. sticker.
Right.
So I can continue my collection going.
Yeah, man. Love that guy.
So that's all added on to this. You get the card, the sticker, the head sketch. Do you have the head sketches all done, or are they just be like,
I'm doing them right now, actually. Here's one right here. And I'm doing them all, they're pretty similar, but they're a little different. As you can see, that one's different, the attire. I wanted to have more of the bone ornamentation in there. So that's a side. It's a Bristol board too.
Oh,
so
cool.
I had to hunt these down because they're not in stores anymore, really. So, and then the sticker, everybody's going to get one of these.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, I tried to make it as big as possible. And then the first 100 backers are going to get this card right here. This is by Jason Bascom.
Is that double-sided there?
Yep. So on this side, you got his name, logo, bone borders, and on this, you just got the full picture.
And that's the first 100 backers. You've got 89 right now, so there's only 11 more of these left.
Yeah, and I'm also going to throw in the first print of Butch Cleaver from the indie days. So everybody's going to have a first print of this just for fun. You're going to have all the warts and all, spelling errors and everything in there. So
did you have a lot to correct when you were putting it together in the graphic novel?
There was some things I had to correct, yeah. And there was also some because of the spine, you have to line it up. And I'm working on with the printer right now. I'm trying to get everything lined up just right. I'm going through Mix'em. I'm really excited. I can't wait to get my hands on it to show everybody. Yeah, and I'm working on that card too, so those should be coming in pretty soon. And yeah, I'm going to fulfill in February. That's the goal. Unless something crazy happens or something, but that's the time that I'm going to be out ready to fulfill all the orders.
That's what I saw down here was February 2021. So obviously this is compiling 3 floppies. The artwork of the story is done. It's just reformatting and putting it in book form. And then the extra material, that's what you're really just working on now.
Yeah. Yep. And then as soon as I'm done with that, then I'm just going to start working on the next book. I'm about halfway through Butch Cleaver 2, so that should be pretty fun. Okay,
that's Butch Cleaver graphic novel 2?
Yeah.
So now is that how many floppies were there of Butch Cleaver already? I mean, if this is
only three. The next one is going to be the first one where there's nothing released whatsoever. It's just brand new.
Okay, so Butch Cleaver 2 graphic novel is going to be all original material for everybody.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And that's going to have his origin in it too, so it should be pretty fun.
Now, I got kind of thrown here at first because when I looked at the page, I'm like, okay, well, there's the featured tier. It's the book, it's the sketch, it's the card, $60, which for the size book you're getting an original artwork. That alone is a decent price for what you're asking for there. And then I started seeing T-shirts. I'm like, these aren't add-ons. These are just straight out. Here's a T-shirt, but no book. But it's this a front? It's got a front and a back design on it. And
this is it right here. This is the shirt I'm wearing them too. So you got that, and then you got the logo on the back. Rune Cutter Comics, Roll the Bones to Know Your Role, and then you got Butch Cleaver right there. And I made these for when I first did the book and I was doing the cons and some store signings. So these are extremely limited. These are the first ever made Butch Cleaver shirts. So they have separate shipping. That's why I didn't have them as the book. So
yeah,
something I just added on a week ago.
Have you been hit pretty hard by the cons this year?
To be honest, man, not really. No. I actually did more business in stores than I did at cons. They were kind of dead. I did a con at Long Beach, and I was sitting next to even Marv Wolfman, and it was pretty bad. There wasn't that much traffic. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't get anything sold all day if I was sitting next to Marv Wolfman because I'd be talking his ear off. He'd be like, "Get another table, please."
Right. Yeah, man. And I did another one in East LA, and it was just it's kind of slow, man. I think for me anyways, it's online. Doing as many shows as I can. I want to start up my own show eventually, hopefully. And if you go on shows and hang out with people, hang out with your buddies too, just the whole YouTube or whatnot universe. It's like a everyday Comic-Con. You know what I mean? You
It
could
is.
go and see your creators and talk to them and comment in the chat. And some people do super chats, so they might even talk to you. I think it's just a lot more immersive and interactive than the actual real world of comicdom, right? Of previous yesteryear.
Oh yeah. We're struggling for that super chat level. I got the 1,000 or the 1,000 subscribers and passed it. I'm like, yes. Wait, what do you mean? We got to have 4,000 hours of watch time? We were at like 1,000 at the time. Like, that's going to take forever. So now we're at like 2,160, and every day it's like I'm doing the calculus. 53%. We're at 54%. I feel like the ugly girl on prom night waiting for the phone to ring.
So you'll get there, man. You're gonna get there.
So we can't do the super chats, but there is a tip jar if you want to throw your money at it like that, because RJ lost his job this week, so we're doing this.
Oh man, sorry to hear about that.
It wasn't lost. I know where it is. It's it was a contract. It was a contract job, and the contract came to a conclusion. So I'm back in the market here. I should have, I was prepared. I was ready for it. But that's the hassle of having the day job, right?
Yeah. But the one good thing about that is the one good thing about having a day job is we keep our heads to the ground, and we get to create these books, and you look at the editors at Marvel, they're making like $30,000 a year, you know what I mean? And they're not getting to create anything. And the artists and their page levels are, they're just adding to the library, if you will.
Well, I would take $30,000 a year to edit at Marvel Comics or at DC Comics, and better because, and this is just my opinion, and people tell me I'm wrong, and they try to give examples of why I'm wrong, but I still maintain that you're giving me outliers and not an overlying base. But I think in the 1970s and the 1980s, when you had Jim Shooter and you had Dick Giordano and Jeanette Kahn and Paul Levitz, Denny O'Neil, you had editors who loved comics. And I don't think you do now.
Oh, no.
I think you have editors who are doing a job that they have to do to keep an IP going because the movie people want them to keep stuff out there. And they don't really care what it is.
Yeah. And they're basically trying to change a lot of the characters around so that they don't have to pay royalties anymore. So the more they change the characters around, the less like they don't make any money hardly on Wonder Woman, and they're really not going to make any money off her because she's coming out on demand and on Christmas. And I think that's like the only family that still retains the rights was the creator of Wonder Woman. But yeah, they want to just separate the characters as much as they can from the source material. That way they can start making money on them. I mean, as far as DC goes, I'm sure Marvel's the same way too. There's that, and then you have the whole, political aesthetic, that angle that they're always trying to influence and put a lot of new stuff in there that most people that read comics don't really like.
Yeah, I mean, if you get this new Wonder Girl and she becomes the new Wonder Woman, well, now she's not Diana. She's not from Paradise Island. She's not an Amazon. She's absolutely nothing like Marston's character. And therefore, we don't have to pay you anything because it's not your character. It's a different one, same name.
Yep. Yeah, it sucks, man.
They're all corporate vampires. Let's go make our own comics.
Exactly.
Or in my case, talk about other people's comics. Yeah, I love doing this, though, because it's like I get to talk with all the independent creators, and then all of my heroes from the 70s and 80s who are now independent creators because they've been forced out of the industry. I'm like, I'll just say I had Mike Barron on here a year ago or more, and I was like, oh my God, I'm talking with Mike Barron, and we're talking about Badger and Remo Williams because that's what I write, and it was like, this is just a cool thing, and Nexus and all that stuff. And now it's like, he's DMing me on Twitter, says, "Hey, you got an open mic night coming up. Mind if I pop in?" I'm like, "Yeah, come on."
Right. Yeah, I seen on Twitter too. He was posting up about a shark book. He's like, "When you guys read a shark book?" And I was like, "Yeah, when I was a kid, I loved street sharks. I would definitely read a shark book. That's cool."
Oh, yeah. So, but let's read a skeleton book here. So this is the base, the base perk here. This is the signed book and trading card. And I did it again. I clicked on it. Go back. Don't show my credit card information. Don't show all the shipping addresses. We don't want people to see that. There we go. Back to this. Okay. Signed book and trading card. Same trading card, same book. $25. Now that you had, this is estimated shipping. So there's going to be shipping on top of the 25, not built into the 25.
Correct.
Okay. I know some people try to build it in and get it figured out, but it's like international will kill you every time.
Yeah, not only that, like different economies swing like back and forth because the way the world is. You really don't know how much stuff's going to cost when you're going into fulfillment. So you just got to kind of guesstimate. Like even I think Australia, their dollar changed over the past 6 months or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know. So I just try to leave it at that and just kind of put an eyeball in there. And then I look about what other people are doing. And if I take my estimation from what the masses are really trying to do. And, hopefully one day we could cut it down a lot more, but it's always going to be a challenge because you're shipping worldwide and with the different economies of scale or whatnot.
Yeah. And I don't, does Indiegogo, I would think Indiegogo would say at the time that you're checking out, well, I guess at the time you're backing it, you'll be given a shipping notice, but they might say, yeah, it's going to weigh about so much and it's so big, so it's going to cost X dollars. But, if you're not done with it for 2 more months.
Right. If you keep adding stuff on, you could keep adding tiers on. And the basically these campaigns are amorphous and sometimes they turn into a store and sometimes they don't. So it's always going to vary until the fulfillment process, starts.
Oh, yeah. But even if they don't fulfill anything, if they pay their $12 shipping and then 2 months later, China's currency is, all the way at the other end of the pendulum swing and you're paying $30 now and they only gave you 10, you're going backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
Hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay, so here's a deal. You can just double the whole thing up for $45, save $5.
Yeah.
For 2 books and 2 trading cards. That's the kind of thing where if you were a retailer, you'd kind of want to go for that. Get as many books in one shot as you can get.
Yeah.
Original art. So you get a book, the card, the sticker, the head sketch, and a page. Now how do you guys do? Oh, there's only one. Okay, so you already know which page it is. It's the one hanging up behind you, I guess.
No, it's the one right there. It's when he gets in a fight with this doctor in the meat hall saloon, and I wanted to just pick a page with some action in it. I thought that one was kind of fun, so I put that one up there. And it's out of the first part of the book.
That's a good 4-panel grid too, so it'll look good on a wall.
Thanks.
And the $300 level, I got one of these. This is okay. So this is the trading card art.
So that trading card was a special edition trading card. That was whoever signed up for the book got that trading card. I actually have it right here. Just sit right here. So this was the Slaughterhouse Homicide Butch. This is basically his appearance, like what he looks like when he first kind of comes back. And it's numbered 0. So it's a real collector's item. And I did it on an 11x17, just like any other cover of a comic book. And with that tier, you get the original art for that, which I did with the India inks and on a Bristol board.
So that's a hell of a deal there to get, big original art and the number 0 sign up card.
Yeah, and even if you didn't sign up for that, you're getting that card with it because I just think you should get the card with the art. You know what I mean? So okay. I put that in there.
Now the $400 level is the book and the trading card and the head sketch, just like the $300 level. But you're getting the Butch trading card art number 1. So now you're getting the art for this iteration of the trading card.
Yeah, for number 1. So that's the one that everybody gets. So, it's basically the same as the other one, but $100 more.
And they'll have the original Bristol board on that one. But here's the big kahuna. This is, trading card art's fine. Cover art. This was on the book. This is the original artwork for the Indiegogo cover. This is your graphic novel cover, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
$500 on 11x17. So that's a big piece of artwork. Suitable for framing, as they say. And this one sold out. So we're not even going to tell people about the Preston Acevedo artwork, but damn, it looks cool.
Yeah, it is.
I don't even think he doesn't even have to do an Indiegogo for his own books anymore. All he's got to do is come in and do covers for other people, and it'll sell.
Yeah, his covers are awesome. He just did one for the new, I think the new Six Gun Gorilla, man. It's like an ode to in Iron Maiden. Looks really awesome.
Yeah, I've seen the one he did for Peregrine, Wings of the Falcon, and that was also a cool one. So that's everything with Butch Cleaver that's up here. It's actually a pretty simple campaign. There's not a whole lot of mix and match going on here. You got some shirts, and then here's the book. Add something, add something, add something. I like it that way because I was like, do I want to get a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more? The ones that get all complicated with stretch goals and stuff now you had some stretch goals here. You had the sticker, you had the card. So that's all the stretch goals, though, right? Or is there any more coming?
I might make a postcard with the Preston Acevedo art. If we hit the stretch goal, that would be cool. Ooh. That's on there. If we hit the 5K.
Okay, so $700 more. Preston Acevedo's art goes to everybody. 5K. Now, hold on a second here. Preston did the cover art for what?
He did some art. We didn't make a cover. It was just we're gonna make a postcard for the stretch goal.
Oh, okay.
But the art will be in the book. It's gonna be on the artist gallery at the back in the special features. So
got it. I thought for a second that it was a cover, and I'm like, I missed the alternate cover. But it will be inside, so that's cool. That everyone will get to see. Was it going to be like we saw the image there, black and white, or is it going to be colored?
Black and white.
Black and white. I love black and white. You can see the details better anyway. So, do you work on anything other than Butch Cleaver? I mean, is Butch Cleaver your baby? And holy hell, I'm not even on the screen anymore. It's just all you. That's okay. Nobody wants to see me anyway.
I just work on Butch Cleaver, just my thing, unless someone wants me to do some art. I do that, and every now and then I'll do some CG fan art or something, just for fun. But I'm just pretty much just working on my stuff 90% of the time, because I'm doing the writing and the coloring and the penciling and the inks and lettering and the editing and the marketing.
Yep, all of it. It's all you, man.
Yeah.
Your shipping department too later on.
Yeah, and I'll do the shipping, and that that's going to be new to me. I've never really done however much I'm going to do before.
Oh, the shipping's easy. It's after the shipping that you get the hard job, customer service.
Oh, right.
But yeah, this came to me damaged, and I need to take care of it.
Yeah, I have to figure that out. So that should be pretty cool, and I'm just start. Hopefully, people like the book, and to me, that's the hardest part is entertaining people at the end of the day after all said and done. Because if they don't come back, then I can't keep creating stories,
So do you have enough? Did you make enough off of this one to make the second one a viable option?
No.
So make more. Go. Link is right below the video. It's in the description. Hit that IGG link. Get over here. Back Butch Cleaver. You've seen all about it here. It's very cool. In fact, I didn't do the other thing here. before we close out, let's give some vibes to the thing here, because we didn't play. This is probably going to get me kicked. Somebody's going to claim copyright on this. Every time I play music,
I think so.
No, it's somebody falsely will claim it because they know you can check it. It's like, that's our music. And no, it's not. But let's check this out here.
Animated by a thirst for pain, brought back to deal it over again. Devastated by this need to gain, you beg for me just enough. Roll the bones! Roll the bones! Selected those fuckers on the goddamn ground! Roll the bones! Silver red, as the grand minus moon reds. For the place, body bones of time. All that's left is dark will of man. Roll the bones! Roll the bones! Roll them bones, slashing these fuckers on the go. Roll them bones.
All right, that melted my eyeballs. You're muted again.
Sorry, face melter.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. Very cool. Yeah, I was watching. I was thinking. I just kind of got hit with it. Does Butch have any place to go when he's not doing Butch things? I mean, is he just like always on a roof, or does he?
Yes. Yeah, you'll find out in the book. He's got a couple places, but yeah, he's got some kicking spots.
Because I figure he's not, you know, he's not a secret identity kind of guy anymore. That he's like,
no,
yep, I'm just here running my butcher shop.
He has like this like dirty, like this bloody like rag he wears on his face, like when he walks about in the daytime, and everyone just thinks he's kind of like a leper. Just the people in the street, you know. But then he's riding on the dead bull too, so it's just people, you know who he is on the, you know, at the same time. So yeah, but the town is kind of filled like the town's filled with like crazy stuff. It's got ghosts and ghouls and all kinds of stuff. So everyone's kind of used to it, you know. It's kind of it's like kind of like hell in some ways.
Yeah. So. Okay. Now Tor, the dead bull, does he have any special abilities, or is he just kind of like, I'm your ride and I'm your companion?
At the moment, well, his at the moment he's basically kind of like the ride and the companion. But later on, I'm gonna show some stuff. I'm already working on the second book, so you'll see some things. But Butch, he can control him too. So
all right, make him fly. You got to make him fly.
Make him fly?
Yes, you got to make him fly. So you can say that, you know, this dead bull gives you wings.
Right.
That's what I do. I come up with really bad ideas, and I tell other people to do them.
No, that's an awesome idea. Actually, it's pretty cool.
Puns are horrible. So when are you? You're going to just keep this in demand and keep shipping out even after February, or what's?
Oh yeah. It's going to stay in demand until I basically start up till I run out of books, because I'm just going to print whatever I'm going to do the print run, and once hopefully I sell them all. I'm going to keep that open. All the stretch goals will go, and then I'll just keep shipping off as many, the little tchotchkes I got left until they're gone. But come February, once the fulfillment starts, I don't have any money to order anything else. It's just what we got. Then I'm going to start up the Butch Cleaver 2 mailing list. Once I launch the second book, then this campaign will close. Once I launch the second campaign, this campaign will close. Then if I sell out of all the number ones, I'm gonna make a brand new cover and put the number one on the new campaign, so people can mix that.
I got to reserve some for like an add-on, but if you're going to do a second printing with a different cover, then yeah, because now people who bought the first one can buy this other version of it just to have both covers. So that's good marketing. Are you deep into the art on the second book yet, or are you not started it?
Yeah, I'm deep. I'm halfway through the book. It's halfway done. I'm basically about to finish up the pencils and the inks, and then I'm going to be going into coloring pretty soon.
Okay. So and to be clear to everybody, that's the second book. That's not this book. This book's done, and it's just being put together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Matt, we're closing in on the top of the hour here. Is there anything about Butch Cleaver and his world that I didn't get to? Adults only, folks. Be aware. Don't get this for the kids for Christmas.
Yeah, that's adults only. Nah, man, I think we covered it. Thank you so much for letting me come on your show and talk a little bit with you. It was fun hanging out. Again, got all the stuff up now for people that back the book. There's a lot of cool things they could get. Again, if you're into horror books, you like a lot of the 90s style westerns, slashers, you might like Butch Cleaver. So that's basically it. You guys could check me out on I'm on Twitter. It's at Runecutter Comic, and then I also have a YouTube show, Metal Movies and Brewskis, and that I just basically I just review metal movies and brewskis and comics. So that's pretty much it.
That's a night in itself. Just drinking and talking. So the heavy metal spaghetti western, supernatural heavy metal spaghetti western.
Exactly. That sounds good.
That's Cleaver in a nutshell. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, appreciate you coming on here tonight. Folks in the chat, glad you were here interacting. Be sure to click that link and get out there and get your copy of Butch Cleaver before it closes out in February. So with that, we bid you all good night.